The tropics are affecting land in probably the most disappointing way possible, but don't get me wrong, it's still affecting people. We are still watching this organized area of showers and thunderstorms that transferred from over the Yucatan Peninsula, now right next to the coast of Texas in the northwestern part of the Gulf of Mexico. Then when you transfer your eyes from the Atlantic to the Pacific, we still have Carlota just chilling off the Mexican coastline. Yes, it didn't make landfall. In the last video, as of Saturday morning, it was supposed to make landfall. Yes, supposed to. But you know what it said? It just traveled right parallel to the Mexican coastline and then slowly dissipated. That's what it did. I'm not surprised it traveled west because that's what these tropical systems normally do. They either travel west or north. But all of a sudden, when Carlota gets a little organized, kind of formulating an eye as a tropical storm, and it reached all the way to 65 miles per hour, but then all of a sudden, it gets scared and runs away or just runs parallel to the Mexican coastline and does not make landfall. But since Carlota didn't make landfall and it was so close to making landfall, it had huge interaction with those Mexican mountains right on the coastline, which is the reason why it's dissipating. The wind shear is alright and the water temperatures decreased near the coastline, but still it was just the mountainous terrain for it not making landfall and just going parallel, the reason that Carlota is slowly dissipating. But for all the people on that good chunk of the Mexican coastline, they just got some heavy rain and constantly for 2 straight days because Carlota didn't want to make landfall and quickly dissipate. No, it has to try to extend its lifespan by a couple days. Is that going to matter? No. Carlota, you should have just made landfall. I'm joking around, of course, but Carlota was the 3rd named storm and there's definitely going to be more to come, but Carlota was definitely disappointing. Carlota started out as an invest like any other tropical entity, but then it quickly got itself together, then started heading north, slowly north to the Mexican coastline. Then when it's approaching that Mexican coastline, it's looking like a strong tropical storm, which it was, and then it just turns a little west and like, psych, I'll pass on that landfall. If Carlota had more time over the open waters of the Pacific, it would have been a Cat 4, but good thing it was heading north and it interacted with those mountains. But now on to the system in the northwestern Gulf of Mexico. I talked about it in the last video that the National Hurricane Center is really just eyeing the system not because it's going to form into a tropical storm or hurricane, it's just because it's going to dump a whole bunch of tropical moisture on Texas. At the moment, there really is no low-level circulation, but still, it's just a whole blob of thunderstorms, kind of looking like a tropical depression just sitting right off the coast of Texas, dumping rainfall on the Texas coastline. The places where Hurricane Harvey dumped its most landfall is kind of where this little system is going to dump its most landfall, but this is not going to be a Hurricane Harvey 2.0, not at all. Areas from Corpus Christi to Houston can expect around from 5 to 12 inches of rain, so yes, a foot of rain in around 5 days span. That's a lot, but nothing like Harvey. This is definitely going to cause some street flooding, mainly to the cities of Houston, but for some areas like Corpus Christi, they're in a kind of a little bit of a drought, a severe drought. So this rain is going a little over the top, but it's going to erase that drought at the very least. But if you look at the models, in the next 14 days, no model is developing any tropical system in the Pacific or the Atlantic. So it's going to be a quiet next 7 episodes. But that's to be expected because we're still in the month of June. So thank you to all my subscribers for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one for another tropical update.